In a quintessential American town, there is a building like none other.
This is the house that changed the face of American architecture.
And the reason that this house is special is because it created new spaces and looked at spaces a different way.
This home would help establish the reputation of one of the world's greatest architects.
Frank Lloyd Wright is uniquely our American hero of architecture. Here he's testing his ideas in a way that creates magic when you walk into these spaces.
And it would symbolize a region's growing economic prosperity.
This was at a time in the Midwest, around the turn of the century, when the region is realizing its importance to American culture and expressing that through the art of architecture.
But this home's architect and its surrounding community would face trying times.
He has this decade in the 20s when he's lost and struggling.
Kankakee went from an industrial town to almost a ghost town. Literally, thousands of jobs were lost.
The house had fallen into disrepair, just a sad reminder of a glorious past and a pretty uncertain future.
Frank Lloyd Wright would reinvent himself in order to survive and flourish. Can the community that houses one of his most important works do the same? In the small Midwestern city of Kankakee, Illinois, there is a residence known as the B. Harley Bradley House. The structure is considered a turning point in the career of the great American architect Frank Lloyd Wright, and today it is a popular tourist attraction. But before the sightseers, this house and its surrounding community experienced incredible drama that mirrored the life of the home's famed designer.
Wright lived an operatic life, and the Bradley House has had its own operatic life, full of ambition, rises and falls economically, horrible tragedy. Those are all things that happened in Wright's life too.
This home came into existence at the turn of the 20th century, when Frank Lloyd Wright crossed paths with Anna and B. Harley Bradley, a prominent young couple from Kankakee, then a thriving manufacturing town on the Midwest Prairie, 60 miles south of Chicago.
The Bradleys came from very prominent families. Anna Hickox Bradley was from here in Kankakee. Her father, he owned a bank and had large property holdings and was very wealthy. Harley Bradley was the grandson of David Bradley, who owned the David Bradley Manufacturing Company. They made plows and other farm implements. A lot of people remember David Bradley tractors. They were people of means and high social status.
The couple was in the market to have 2 homes designed on property along the Kankakee River. One for themselves and one for Anna's younger brother, Warren Hickox.
Apparently, they attended a dinner up in Chicago at an aunt of B. Harley's, Mrs. Charles Roberts. Wright was on board for this dinner party, supposedly, and I can just imagine the look in his eyes when he sees this very young, influential family from Kankakee. They have property, it's on the river, they have wealth, they're impressionable, and he must have been thinking, oh my goodness, I've hit pay dirt.